Hey everyone, welcome back. So in this video, we're going to create the chat model. So the model we are going to use for tracking our messages. Inside the models folder, I'm going to create a new file, chatmodel.js. And inside this again, we're going to need the mongoose and schema variable. Let's just copy it from here. And here we're going to create chat schema, new schema. And let's export this. So module.exports, mongoose.model, chat, and pass in the chat schema. So inside the schema, the first property we are going to have again is user. So whose model this is, and schema dot types dot object ID. Reference is going to be user. So after this user, we are going to have chats. So this basically is going to be an array of all the chats this user has. So the chats with multiple users. So inside this chats, we are going to have an object. So this basically going to be one chat in this object right here. Inside this, we're going to have a messages with property. So this basically means from with whom this conversation is, this chat is. Again, its type is going to be schema.types.object ID. The reference again is going to be to the user. And inside this object, the second property is going to be messages. And it is going to be an array itself. And inside this array, we are going to have an object. We are going to have a message. Its type is going to be string, and required is equals to true. And after this message, we are going to have a sender. So who send this message? Type is going to be again schema.types.object ID, and the reference is equals to user. And after this, we are going to have receiver. So who received this message? The type is going to be schema.types.object ID. Reference again is going to the user. And also we're going to have a date. Type is going to be date. So I'm going to explain this model. We have first of all have the user property. So this basically tells whose model this is, this chat model. And we have a chats array. And inside this array, we are going to have all the chats of the user. So a user can have multiple chats with multiple users. So we're going to track all of that inside the chats array. And inside the chats array, we have an object here. And inside this object, we have a property messages with. So if I have messages with you, your ID is going to be inside this messages with property. And after this messages with property, we have a messages array. So all the messages I have with you are going to be inside this messages array. And inside this messages array, we have an object. This object is going to have four properties. Message. So this basically is the message which I sent you or you sent me. Sender. So who sent the message between you and me? If I send the message, the sender is going to be me. And if you send the message, the sender is going to be you. And the receiver. So again, just opposites. And date. So when you send the message. So you will understand when we write the code, you will understand how this model works more clearly. And now in the next video, we're going to put data ourselves inside the MongoDB database, Mongo Atlas, and you will understand more clearly how this whole model is going to work. So I will see you there.